That down. Let's move on to this. You know, when they dropped the Lilo and Stitch trailer, I think I said the words, this movie is going to make all the money. Not some money, not a lot of money, not a whole bunch of money. It was going to make all the money. And now, as we go over and take a look at the box office, not only did it completely dominate, it beat the all-time Memorial Day record, beating out by a significant amount Top Gun Maverick. It made more money. It will make more money by the end of today. By the end of today, it will have made more money than Thunderbolts in its entire theatrical run. And I believe the calculation I saw Deadline do was on its 36th hour, not day, on its 36th hour of being in theaters, Lilo and Stitch passed Snow White. Snow White's entire theatrical run. Anyway, the folks over at Variety, breaking this down, they take a look at this and said this: Disney's Lilo and Stitch tore into the global box office over Memorial Day weekend with a record-breaking $183 million domestically. Now remember, that's the 4-day weekend. Its official weekend number was still ridiculous. I think it was 145. I think it was about $145 million opening weekend. The long Memorial Day weekend made $183 million and $341 million worldwide on just its first weekend. Powered by a potent combination of nostalgia, family-friendly characters, and resurgent theatrical marketplace, those ticket sales overtook 2022's Top Gun Maverick, that made $126 million on its opening weekend and $160 million through its 4-day Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, Lilo and Stitch just shattered that record. Was the biggest Memorial Day weekend debut in history, and Lilo and Stitch secured the second largest start across any 4-day holiday weekend, behind only 2018's Black Panther, which amassed $242 million over President's Day.
I actually have some hard numbers here, though, John.
Let's
skip all of that. Technically, it beat out a domestic Black Adam in its opening weekend, because Black Adam was 168 and this is at 183 domestic. And it is on the threshold of earning a Black Adam, 50 million away from one Black Adam. So.
From one Black Adam in less than one Black Monday. In just probably 5 or 6 days, it'll get there. As we look at the overall box office stats here, made $145.5 million. Now remember, this is the official weekend, not the long 4-day weekend. Mission Impossible Final Reckoning had a very solid, one of the best of the franchise, at $63 million. Final Destination took a 61% drop. It deserved less of a drop than that, but Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible opened on the same day. I quite frankly, I think only having a 61.9% drop on your second weekend when Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible are opening up on your second weekend.
People
I think
should have done the Lilo and Stitch Bloodlines combo.
Lilo and Stitch.
and it's done quite well worldwide so far. Bloodlines.
Well, as of right now, Bloodlines has made $187 million worldwide. So I believe that's what Lilo and Stitch made in its 7th hour of release. So it's done really well for itself, and the numbers are crazy. And I think it's going to have pretty decent legs. Now, we'll talk about what we thought of the movie itself on our next topic. But for now, I mean, I knew it had a shot at beating Top Gun Maverick. Oh, I didn't think it was a lock, though, that it would do that for the all-time record. But, man, I just guess you can't underestimate just how adorable. You know what? Ann and I were at the movie theaters yesterday watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, or Final Reckoning. And the theaters were packed, and they were all wearing Lilo and Stitch outfits. But we were standing in line. This mom was standing there with her little girl who had like Lilo and Stitch shoes and Lilo and Stitch backpack. And she was wearing a very faded Lilo and Stitch shirt, clearly the animated one. And we said, oh, that's adorable. And the mom, young mom, goes, it was mine. Wow. And I'm like, okay, all the feels. The mom was able to take her Lilo and Stitch shirt and now put it on her daughter to take her to see Lilo and Stitch. And I just thought that was precious.
I have a story that's similar but different. So I'm sitting at the bar at the Harkins Theater, and I've got a wine, a beer, a popcorn, and my peanut M&Ms ready to go to see Mission Impossible. A woman sits down next to me, and she's like, well, let me guess. I don't think you're going to see Lilo and Stitch, are you? And I said, no. She goes, I came here early. There's it's screening in 4 screens. There's not one that has 2 seats together.
Oh,
all for the rest of the day. What am I supposed to do with my daughter and I?
Plan ahead.
I was like, I don't know, ma'am, but
I mean, welcome to 2025, where you purchased your tickets ahead of time.
But I mean, it was great for the theater, because aside from her, understandably, I said you can always buy tickets, for tomorrow.
Take her to Bloodlines.
Yeah, you should have held up your phone. See, there's this magical device.
I know, but that's what it was just very funny.
Take your kid to Sinners.
I thought by the way, I had a thoroughly great time at Mission Impossible.
Exactly.
But what I like seeing, John, like we talked about last week, the theater was packed.
Oh,
people were going to the movies. I mean, this parking lot, I'm like, oh, there are people here. There were a lot more people there than when I went and saw Thunderbolts opening day. The parking lot was absolutely, and there's a pretty big park. It's a mall, so the parking lot was cars as far as the eye could see.
Anyway, Chris, I mean, obviously, we're not surprised. I mean, it's a little higher than what I thought it would be, but not surprised that Lilo and Stitch is making all the money. What do you think about its results?
Oh, this all tracks and makes so much sense. It was going to make all of the money. Last year alone, just in retail sales of Stitch merchandise, it sold $2.6 billion. Billion dollars.
Before the movie even came out.
Before the movie even came out. Stitch is so popular, you all. Like, this little dude is basically the unofficial mascot of Disney now. Right now, in Florence, at the Academy Museum, where the David is, there is a little statue of Stitch in there. I know this because our buddy Scott's over there with Tanya doing, he was at the Lake Como Con.
Oh, J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah. And so, there's a Stitch statue in Florence near the David. People love this dude. And so you have these people who saw this as a kid. They get to take their kids now. There's so much nostalgia for this movie. It's so charming, everything. Of course it's doing well.
How do I get invited to a comic convention in Florence?
I cannot tell you how many times I messaged them and was like, can you put me in your suitcase? What's going on? Do you need somebody to work your booth? I love people.
I want to go find Hannibal Lecter and see if he's still curating up.
See if he's still curating. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, Ridge. Hey guys, listen, I love this thing. This is my Ridge wallet, and honestly, I think it's the last wallet I'll probably ever need. I used to carry around this huge, bulky leather beast stuffed with receipts, old cards, and frankly, way too much junk. It messed up my back when I would sit down on it with my back pocket, and since switching to Ridge, game changer. This thing is sleek, compact, holds up to 12 cards plus cash, and it still fits perfectly in my front pocket. I've got the carbon fiber one. It's ridiculously durable and looks amazing. You can choose from over 50 different colors and styles too. And in today's world, this part is key. It's got RFID blocking tech built in so you can keep your info safe from digital thieves. Peace of mind and style? Absolutely. Another added bonus is if you're like me and constantly misplacing your stuff, they even have an AirTag attachment so you can always know where your wallet is. And to make this even better, Ridge gives you free shipping, a 99-day risk-free trial, and a lifetime warranty on all of their products, wallets, key cases, even suitcases. Right now, Ridge is having their huge Memorial Day sale. Get up to 40% off at ridge.com/Campea. That's ridge.com/Campea. And after you buy, tell them our show sent you because it helps a lot. All right, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, this thing just shattered by over 20 million Top Gun Maverick's record. I mean, I guess none of us were wrong when we all said this movie was going to make all the money. Are you surprised by how much it made? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.